form. I'm Miss Basma Al-Kalesli from Barzil Muhtatha School. I will teach today grade 11, unit 6, uses of TV cameras. In this lesson, we are going to discuss some questions about cameras, answer some questions about the article on cameras, decide if some sentences are true or false and correct the false statements, then give possible reasons or explanations in answer to some questions. Now, uses of TV cameras. This is the topic of our unit. Now, what kind of TV cameras do you know? What are they used for? Do you want to know the answers to these questions? We have a video that will answer both of these questions. Now let's watch the video.
How many kinds of TV cameras do you know?
We have many kinds of TV cameras like surgical cameras, surveillance, security, webcam and television or film cameras.
Can you tell me about each kind of them?
A webcam is a video camera that feeds or streams an image or video in real time to or through a computer to a computer network, such as the Internet. Webcams are typically small cameras that sit on a desk, attached to a user's monitor. A professional video camera, often called a television camera even though its use has spread beyond television, is a high-end device for creating electronic moving images. Security cameras, also known as CCTV cameras, are used to convey signals from one particular place to a definite monitor situated at a distant place, whereas surveillance cameras, also known as automatic number plate recognition system, normally work on IP networks which link the camera from the remote area to the assigned security location. Laparoscopy is a type of surgery that uses smaller cuts than you might expect. The process takes its name from the laparoscope, a slender tool that has a tiny video camera and light on the end. When a surgeon inserts it through a small cut and into your body, they can look at a video monitor and see what's happening inside you. Without those tools, they'd have to make a much larger opening.
Okay, now after we have seen some types of TV cameras, now you have to match the name of the TV camera with the photos here. Now, look at the first one. Here the word is surgical. Now, in which photo do we have the surgical camera? In which one do you think? It's in this photo, so you have to match the word surgical with this photo. Now, surveillance camera. Now, which one of these photos consists of the surveillance camera? Of course, in this photo, we have the surveillance camera. Let's see. Now, security camera. In which of these photos we have the security cameras? It's in this photo. Now the webcam, of course, it's on top of the computer. And the last one, we have the film or television camera. So we have five kinds of TV cameras. Now, look at the photographs and discuss these questions. The first one. What are the television cameras being used for in these photos? Now, let's see the first one. The first one is a camera being used to create animations, and we call it a television or TV camera. Let's see the second photo. Here we have a webcam on a computer. We call it a webcam. Now let's see the third photo. Here we have security cameras at an airport. let's see the fourth picture. Here we have a surgical camera being used by doctors. And the last photo, here we have surveillance camera, and it's a speed, or they are speed cameras on a motorway. Let's move to discuss another question. How did people do these things in the past before television cameras? Now look at the first one. It's the television or film camera. In the past, people didn't produce films. They only produced plays in theaters. Here we have a webcam. In the past, people didn't have webcams. They only visited one another. The third one, here we have the security cameras. In the past, people didn't have security cameras. They employed security guards. Now look at this, the surgical camera. In the past, doctors couldn't do operations that now need a surgical camera. The last one, the surveillance camera. People in the past didn't have speed cameras. They employed policemen. After discussing the questions, here we have a text, or we have an article. The article is too long, so I've divided it into 4 sections or into 4 parts. We will discuss each part separately. Let's see the first one. Before we listen to the first part of our article today, let's see 2 of the questions about this part. Answer the following questions. Why do we call it a keyhole surgery? The second question, what are the benefits of keyhole surgery? Are you ready? Now we will listen to the first part of our article. Try to find the answers while listening.
In many hospital operations these days, tiny television cameras are being used by surgeons to see exactly what is happening inside their patient's body. This is called keyhole surgery because the doctors can do operations through a small hole in the patient's body, instead of having to make a large cut. Television pictures are sent to a monitor which the surgeon watches as he or she carries out the operation. Medical staff say that by using the latest technology they can see inside the patient's body as clearly as if they were looking through a window. Keyhole surgery makes operations safer and more comfortable for patients, and less complicated for doctors.
Have you found some difficult words? Now let's find words in the text that mean the following. Now, what's the word that means doctor who specializes in cutting bodies open to treat them? We call this person a surgeon. The second word means someone who is ill. We say he is a patient. Now, cutting open a person's body to treat something inside. It's what? Have you found the word? It's operation. Now, the third one, screen. Screen is the same as monitor. Team or a group of workers. We say they are staff. Difficult. When something is difficult, we say it's complicated. Now, after we have discussed the difficult words, or after we have known the meanings of some difficult words, let's move to answer the questions. Why do we call it a keyhole surgery? Look at the text. It's called a keyhole surgery because the doctors can do operations through a small hole in the patient's body instead of having to make a large cut. Let's move to the second question. What are the benefits of keyhole surgery? Keyhole surgery makes operations safer and more comfortable for patients and less complicated for doctors. Now you have to decide if the following sentence is true or false, or if you don't know the answer. Let's see this word. The sentence, keyhole surgery is less expensive than traditional ones. Do you know if it's less expensive or more expensive? In the text, we don't have such a sentence, so we don't know the answer. Let's move to the second part of our article. Now, in this part, we have some questions. Let's read them before we listen to the text. Why are an increasing number of cameras being used to watch motorways and town centers? The second question. Who controls these cameras? Let's listen, trying to find the answers while listening.
More and more closed-circuit television, CCTV, cameras are being positioned high above city centers and motorways to enable the police to check for accidents and traffic problems. The cameras are controlled remotely by traffic police who use the information to help keep traffic moving on busy roads. This information is also used by radio and television stations which broadcast up-to-date traffic news.
Okay, now, before we answer the questions, let's see the meanings of some difficult words. The first word means put or place. Of course, this is a verb here. It's position. Now, at a distance or not close up. If there is something that's in a distance, we say it's a remote one or remotely. Now, modern or new. When something is modern, we say it's up to date. Now, are you ready to answer the questions? Why are an increasing number of cameras being used to watch motorways and town centers? They enable the police to check for accidents and traffic problems. Now the second question. Who controls these cameras? These cameras are controlled remotely by traffic police. You have to decide if the following sentence is true or false, or if you don't know the information. CCTV cameras give radio and TV stations information about traffic conditions. It's a true sentence. Let's move to the third part of our lesson. We have only one question about this part. Why does the making of an animated film take such a long time? Now let's listen, find the answer to this question.
Filmmakers use special cameras and video recorders to make animated films one frame at a time. First, the models of the characters are put into their positions, then filming can begin. After each frame has been filmed, the models are moved. Using this very slow process, models often have to be moved over 1,000 times to make 1 minute of the final film. This means that a full-length film can take several years to make.
Okay, let's discuss or let's find the meaning, the words that means the following. Lively or full of life. It's animated. Now we have another word. One photo in a strip of films. We say it's a frame. Now let's move to answer the question, why does the making of an animated film take such a long time? Now the answer, because after each frame has been filmed, the models are moved. Using this very slow process, models often have to be moved over 1,000 times to make 1 minute of the final film. Now let's try to see, or let's try to answer the second question. You have to decide if the sentence is true or false. To make a full length of an animated film, you have to move the models about 1,000 times. Is it to make a full-length animal film? Of course not. It's to make 1 minute. So to make 1 minute of the animated film, you have to move the models about 1,000 times. We have finished the third part. Let's move to the fourth one. We have another 2 questions about this part. What is a webcam? Where are webcams put? Let's listen.
Another type of film camera is the webcam, a piece of equipment which is connected to the internet. Webcams are being used more and more by people who want to share moving pictures with each other. One of the most popular uses is video calling or video conferencing, where people can see each other while they are having a telephone conversation. Webcams are often positioned on top of a computer, pointing towards the user.
We have the meaning of some words. Camera connected to a computer. We say it's a webcam. Now, conversation. It's the same as conferencing. The last one, in the direction of. In the direction of is the same as towards. Now let's answer the question. What is a webcam? A webcam is a piece of equipment which is connected to the internet. Now, where are webcams put? Webcams are often positioned on top of a computer, pointing towards the user. Let's see if the following sentence is true or false, and we have to correct it if it's false. Now, webcams allow 2 people to see each other while they are talking over the internet. Of course, this is a true sentence. This is the end of my lesson today. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.